Greetings and welcome from JTech. We are the company that works with your district and many other school districts in the state on the Medicaid Match Program. My name is Jack Hedgecock. I'm one of 3 consultants with the company to provide this training. The goal today is to make sure that staff members understand the proper filling out of the form and why it needs to be filled out in such a manner to help you understand the activities and the proper narration that is needed to make sure that the district passes any possible future audits and that it passes any monitoring by DSHS. We want to make sure all of these things are in good order so that we don't have any problems in the future. As we prepare for this training, we recommend that all staff members have a couple of things in front of them. Number one is they have a copy of the time study form, so they might make any notes for the future. They have a copy of the Quick Start Guide, which they should be referencing on each time study day as a quick referral process. And all staff in a training should sign in on the staff sign-in sheet. At this point, we want to go to Code 10. So we've covered almost all the blanks on here except for Code 10. Now Code 10 has a couple of different areas, so I want to make sure that we cover these and we'll try to keep them separate so that people understand how it works for them. Code 10 is very important. Now, if you'll notice on the form, it says Code 10, System Support or Personal Time. Staff meetings, breaks, lunch, annual leave, and sick leave, and medical AdMatch time study training. So let's break the Code 10 time down into a couple of different areas. Number one is all elementary staff. You can put down a tick mark for each recess that you have that you are not supervising. These are considered, quote, breaks. So you are not outside supervising the recess. So you can put 1 tick mark for each recess. Secondary staff, you don't have any recesses, you don't have any breaks. They do not allow your planning time in this time, so you're not going to have any in there. Now, everybody should have at least 1 tick mark on a time study day for spending a minimum of 7.5 consecutive minutes reviewing the Quick Start Guide as a training source. We encourage you to review the Quick Start Guide because that'll help you think about some activities that you may have done that you may not have thought about, and that is considered a training also. So everybody should have at least 1 tick mark for reviewing the Quick Start Guide for a minimum of 7.5 consecutive minutes. Elementary schools with recesses should have 1 tick mark for each recess. Classified staff, you are not paid for lunch. You don't normally have your recesses. All classified staff should have 1 tick mark for reviewing the Quick Start Guide for a minimum of 7.5 consecutive minutes. And also 1 tick mark for each paid break. So if you are a part-time staff member, you're going to have 1 paid break, which means you would have at least 2 tick marks, 1 for your paid break and 1 for reviewing the Quick Start Guide for a minimum of 7.5 consecutive minutes. And a full-time classified person should have at least 3 tick marks because they're going to have 2 paid breaks and 1 for reviewing the Quick Start Guide. Now, in addition to this, we have some districts who have paid lunches. We have districts who do not have paid lunches. If you are in a district with a paid lunch, you have that 30-minute lunch, you should be marking 2 tick marks down for your paid lunch. Obviously, if you're in a district that's not paid for lunch, then you're not going to have any lunch times there. Now, under the Code 10, you do not need to have a narrative. You just need to put your tick marks down. If on a time study day you are absent and let's say you have a 7-hour contract, you don't need to put 28 tick marks. You would just put your time in the far right-hand column, 7 hours, and that would show that you were out on sick leave. If you were gone a couple of hours, you leave early to go a medical appointment, or you come late from an appointment, by an hour or 2 hours or something like that, that is paid sick leave. Then you would document your time under Code 10 for those hours that you were paid that you were not at school there. On a time study day, if there is a staff meeting, say a 30-minute staff meeting, everybody would mark an additional 2 tick marks for the staff meeting. If you are a person who takes care of the time study forms, on a time study day, if you're one of those supervisors who disperses, collects, reviews time study forms, you can document your time under Code 10 on those days for doing that also.